Hello, beautiful friends, and welcome to your Wednesday reading. Today we are going to be looking at what inspired action can I be taking? So let's go ahead and calm ourselves and center ourselves. Focus in on your breathing and see which pile calls to you. All right, if you are in need of a little more time, feel free to pause the video and join us at your pile when you're ready. Otherwise, we're going to start with pile 1. All right, pile 1, this is your reading for what inspired action can I be taking right now? Let's start with your tarot cards. We have Justice here, the Empress, the Queen of Wands in reverse, the Four of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. When I first got these cards, I was a little concerned. But then it all became so abundantly clear to me. It's time for you to stick up for yourself. To stand up for what's best for you and protect your own best interests. This feels to me like you give a lot of yourself to others and basically give and give and give, and then end up, being exhausted or not having anything really left to give to yourself. And now it's time for you to give that same energy that you give out to everybody else to yourself. And I can see that here a lot with the Queen of Wands in reverse. Like, yes, you are a nurturing person. You are everybody else's cheerleader, but are you your own cheerleader? Are you standing up for yourself? Are you making sure that you're giving to yourself the exact same way that you give to others? Are you in balance? See, we have it both here in the Six of Pentacles as well as with the Justice card. They're both carrying these scales of balance. So yeah, you're giving away to others, but just as much as you give away, you need to give back to yourself. You need to be this Empress who's nurturing and standing up for yourself, who is confident in themselves, being this protector for yourself, making sure that you are taken care of just as much as you are taking care of others. Don't forget to pour into your own cup. One of my all-time favorite sayings is you cannot pour from an empty cup. So you have to fill yours up first before you can actually give unto others. Okay, we have a couple of oracle cards here. This first one is actually from the Kali Oracle deck, which was gifted to me by one of my good friends and subscribers. So we're going to take a look at this oracle card, but then I'm also going to read from the book because I want to make sure that you get the absolute best information. So for you, we have there we go, Kalika Tantrika, and please forgive my pronunciation if I'm saying it wrong. I'm doing the best that I can. Kalika Tantrika. Okay. And it says, our wild mother goddess overcomes duality, resting in the sweet spot of integration, healing, and creativity. She facilitates the overcoming of tension and conflict, birthing sacred solutions and evolution into greater bliss. Kalika Tantrika is Kali, the Tantric Queen. She overcomes all karma, realigns pathways when we have veered off course, reverses the momentum of negative use of free will, and detaches draining energy cords, restoring us to full vitality. Her presence announces significant change and positive improvement in all aspects of your life, especially your spiritual life. Yeah. So you definitely have some positivity coming in here, but it's also showing that the divine feminine needs to be in a higher place than the divine masculine. So as I've mentioned before in other readings, we all have masculine and feminine energy, and right now you need to be in a state of receiving, in a state of the divine feminine. There is no need to be out chasing right now. Right now you need to be loving on yourself and really feeling into attracting in what is right for you, giving your energy to yourself and bringing in all of that love and those positive happy emotions that you so often give to others. Next we have here, bravely market your magic. Here we go. Bravely market your magic. Now this one did come out in the reverse, and this deck actually is to be met either in the upright or in the reverse. And what that's telling me is that you are not standing up for yourself. You're not speaking out. When it comes to like tooting your own horn and being your own cheerleader, you tend to kind of shy back or shy away and you know, maybe pass it off as like, oh no, it's no big deal. Anybody can do that. It's no big deal. Stand in your power. Take ownership of where you deserve that praise. I'm not saying be egotistical. I'm not saying be prideful. I'm not saying, you know, go to the negative side of this coin. I'm just saying, like, if someone compliments your dress or your shirt or whatever, just say thank you. You don't have to say, oh, this whole thing. No, never mind. No, it's no big deal. Just say thank you. If someone compliments the work that you've done, and you know that you worked really hard and you know that you put in a ton of effort, say thank you. I worked really hard on this. I appreciate that you are enjoying it. I appreciate that you are liking this. I like that this resonates with you. We need to stand in our own power here. We need to love ourselves as much as we love others and put the effort into ourselves as much as we put it into others. No more of this shying away. No more of this backing away and just being like, oh, it's no big deal. It is a big deal. You are a big deal. Okay. Ultimate love. Forgiving others and yourself. Release past. Send love and light. Change inner to change outer. Yeah, I think here this is mostly about really going through the process of loving yourself. Maybe this is how you've become because somewhere in your past it was kind of shown to you that speaking up for yourself or being your own cheerleader was a bad thing because someone else wasn't able to do that for themselves and they were jealous, and so they made you feel like a bad person about it. Let's let that go. Let's let that go. Let's, you know, look at that person, understand that they were in a place of pain, send them some love, send them some light, and then let it go. It's okay to be your own cheerleader. It's okay to stand in your own power. There's absolutely no reason why you need to shrink yourself to fit in or lessen your shine. Stand up and stand out. You are all beautiful stars. And I'm so excited to see what happens when you actually stand in your own power and cheer yourself on and give yourself the same love that you give to others, because you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. All right, my friends. Pile 1, this has been your reading on what inspired action can you take right now. If this resonated with you, then please leave a comment down below, give this video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. It helps my channel grow, and it helps me provide this message to other people who might need to hear it. And again, I thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you on Sunday for your weekly energy check-in. All right, pile 2. This is your reading of what inspired action can I take in my life right now. Okay, let's start with your tarot cards. We have the Two of Swords in reverse, the Hanged Man, the Three of Swords in reverse, the Seven of Wands, and then you also have an additional tarot card that came out this time, the World in reverse with the Chariot. Okay. Pile 2, it's time for some healing. It's time for us to, you're being asked right now to take a minute and really turn to face any of those moments, emotions, feelings that you've been compartmentalizing. Any of those moments where you're just like, oh, I'm not ready to deal with that quite yet. I don't want to deal with that right now. Sorry. I don't want to have to, face that yet. So I'm just going to tuck this away over here and I'll deal with it later. Well, now is later. This is later. You are being asked to face all of those things head on now. It's time to start healing yourself. Unearthing those moments where you maybe made a decision that you wish you could take back, or something just didn't go the way that you were hoping it would, and you are holding on to that and making it mean something about yourself. It's time to let all of that go. I mean, the decision is ultimately up to you. You can keep holding on to it, or you can face it. You can face it and let it go and move forward, or you can just keep repeating the old patterns and staying in the same place. The option is yours, but Spirit is asking you to heal this moment. Spirit is asking you to face all of these things that you think you're not strong enough to face, and move past it, because you're ready. It's time for you to level up. But until you face these issues, these worries, these concerns, these past behaviors that aren't serving you anymore, until you face those, you're not going to be able to move forward. Okay, so I am using the Kali Oracle deck for one of your Oracle cards. This beautiful, beautiful deck was actually gifted to me by one of my friends and subscribers, so I'm very thankful for that. Okay. You have Mahakali. And again, if I am mispronouncing that, I apologize. I'm doing the best that I can. And I'm going to read from the book so that you have an idea of what the intention from the artist is. Her magnificence steadies the anxious mind and reassures the heart of the empowering grace that arises through trust in her. Attempting to fathom the wisdom behind the workings of the Divine Mother would be like trying to cram the entire ocean into a teacup. Such wisdom is vast, and our perspective is limited. Yet we do not need to understand divine will to benefit from it. Better to allow her creativity, resourcefulness, and unlimited vision to take effect in our lives, bringing us every grace necessary for our blessed fulfillment. Yeah, I feel like maybe this issue or this thing, whatever it is that you are not healing from, whatever it is that you are feeling afraid to face, is something that you feel like you don't have the power to heal yourself, but the divine does. The divine, spirit, God, universe, source, whatever you use to identify it, it is unlimited. It is full of the love and the support that you need. It is full of grace. It is full of answers, honestly, to get through whatever it is that you feel like you need to get through and heal from this situation. Now is the time. Now is the time. Okay, and again, this happened with pile 1 also. This oracle card is actually meant to be read in the upright or the reverse, and it came out in the reverse. Your past supports your future. So what I'm getting from this, every single moment that you've come in contact with, every moment up into every day, you have made it past and through every single day. There is nothing that has beaten you yet. There is nothing that has gotten you, kept you down, ended you, nothing. You have made it through every single day and every single moment and every single problem that you thought you weren't going to make it through. You've made it. You've made it past all of those things. And now you're stronger for it. And now is the time, with the strength that you have, being forged through fire, being made stronger like steel. Now is the time to look back and unearth and open all of those little things that you're like, no, I can't deal with this today. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And if you feel like maybe you can't do it all at once, then do it little by little. Make the acknowledgement. See the thing. See the moment. See, like, oh, okay, this is the issue that I need to face down. And you may already know what it is. I could be saying this and you're like, ugh, this is just another confirmation that I need to be dealing with this thing that I've been pushing off. Well, yeah, it absolutely is. And Spirit will keep confirming until you actually do it. And you have the strength and you have the power and you absolutely can do this. Know in your heart that you can do this. Know that you've got the power and that you can do this. And once again, for these oracle cards, you actually had an additional card come out for you as well. So you have highest expression, fulfilling life, purpose, soul contract, destiny, co-creating with universe, bliss, knows worth. Okay. So let's talk about that one real quick. Sometimes we have to go through things and we have to heal from the things that will help us fall into our purpose. And I'm getting a little choked up because I've been there. I am there. And it's not fun and it doesn't feel great. But the moment that you realize that situation doesn't have any power over you anymore, and on top of that, now you get to help someone else get through it too. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful moment that fills you with bliss, that helps you feel like you're actually stepping into your destiny. That shows how you've been co-creating with the universe. Beautiful. And then finally we have perspective. Gaining clarity, see other side, consideration, impression versus fact, and taking responsibility for your life. That's a hard one. That's a heavy one, right? Because sometimes we can find ourselves in the loop of playing the victim in our own lives where, oh, well, this person did this thing to me and I couldn't get to where I wanted to go because of, you know, this boss was getting in my way. Well, maybe. And it's very possible that that's 100% true, that somebody else was the deciding factor of whether or not you got a promotion or whether or not you were, you know, selected for an award or a scholarship or a grant. But if you are able to see the other side of the coin, to be able to like step in the other person's shoes and maybe work from their perspective, see how they got to where they got. If somebody hurt you, understanding that they were probably in pain themselves, because hurt people hurt people. So they were probably dealing with something that they couldn't handle and they couldn't face. And instead of, working through it, they lashed out. If you're able to get control of your own self and your own thoughts and your own emotions, knowing that you are responsible for you and only for you. Your intentions, your actions are the only things that you can control. You can't control anything else in this world. All you can do is work from a place of love and know that your intention is never to hurt anyone. So that's going to be your reading here, pile 2. This is a time for healing for you. And it might be difficult, so make sure that you have some systems of self-care and some kindness built in for yourself for this time period. Because it's quite a trip. It's not the easiest path, but it's so worth it in the end. So if this resonated with you, please leave a comment down below so I can send you some love and some support. Also, feel free to give the video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. It helps my channel grow, and it helps me provide these messages for others who may need to hear them at this time. Alright, so I will see you hopefully on Sunday for your weekly energy reading. Thank you and have a great day. Alright, if you chose pile number 3, this is your reading on what inspired action you can take right now. Okay, let's start with your tarot cards. You have the King of Pentacles in reverse. The White Newman, which is actually a specialty card from this specific deck. The Five of Wands. The Knight of Swords. And the Ten of Swords. Now, I am not going to lie to you. When I first was taking a look at your cards, I got a little stumped. Just also so you know, this specific card is special to this deck, but the meaning behind it is creation through action. So you have like a bull running across this desert landscape. You can kind of see with lots of creative ideas floating around him. He's just like moving through this space, almost floating. So yeah, I was looking at your cards and I was like, couldn't really see the connection, and then all of a sudden it started to come to me, because this is the same message that I have been getting for the past few weeks. There is too much of a focus on your finances right now, instead of the process of creating and seeing what will come. You need to shift your mindset a little bit, and there could be some challenges that are going to come from that. There could be, some endings that may come from that, but ultimately you need to shift your mindset and let the blessings flow in. You need to allow them to come in with the creation that you are looking to manifest. You could be in the middle of trying to start a new idea, start a new business, start a new project at work. You could be starting a new relationship, anything. All of these things that we move through our life, and if we put our money and our finances, let me talk from my own experience very quickly, if we don't mind. I'm starting, a new business, and when I'm focusing on, okay, I need to make this much money, so I have to do this much work, and I have to do this, da, 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 da. Instead of looking at, okay, I want to create this experience, and I want my client to feel this feeling when they work with me. It comes from two completely different worlds. When you're working from a place of creation, there's a lot more positivity and a lot more things that are able to bloom and grow. When you're working from a money-focused mindset, then it starts to feel a little more cold and a little more closed and a little more difficult. And I'm sure if you're connecting with this deck, then it probably feels like something that you've struggled with a lot in your life, and now you're like, well, how do I make it happen? I have to focus on the money, because if I don't focus on the money, then it's not going to happen. Otherwise, what am I going to do? And Spirit is asking you to just kind of let go and focus on the creativity, and then the finances will come. Work from a place of what value do you want to bring to your client? And I'm not talking monetary value. I'm talking like knowledge, information, even in your relationships. Like what kind of, like, people who don't allow themselves to have fun experiences because they are worried about the money that they are spending, what kind of a life are you living? What kind of a life are you living when you are minimizing your experiences that you could be having to better serve your savings account? Like, yes, money is important. Having the finances to be able to survive, especially right now with what's happening in our world, I can totally understand how this can start to take over your everyday experience. I can completely see that. I'm guilty of it myself. I do this often. And I was watching Supermoon Tarot, who was talking about this in a reading not too long ago. And she said the most beautiful thing. She was just like, you know, if you find yourself obsessing in these thoughts, notice them. Say a mantra that supports you, and then do your best to let it go. So I will offer that beautiful advice to you as well. That when you find yourself trapped in a moment that you're obsessing about, okay, well, I need this because I have to get that, and it's coming from a place of, you know, financial outlook, see if you can flip it on its head and work from a place of creativity. Work from a place of, well, I want my clients to feel this, or I want my audience to feel this, and I want to serve them in this way. And then everything else I feel will fall into place. I really believe that's what's being said to you today. Okay. Let's move on to your oracle cards. Now I am using the Kali Oracle deck first, and one of my very good friends and subscribers actually gifted this to me, so I'm really thankful for that. So you have, and again, if I mess up the pronunciation, I apologize. I'm doing the best I can. You have Shadashi. Look at that beautiful lotus blossom. And I'm going to go ahead and read from the book because I want to make sure that you get the message that was actually intended from the artist. Ruby red with the divine juice of life, she nourishes the body, mind, and soul with vitalizing pleasure, life, and joyfulness. Goddess Shadashi restores self-esteem and an awareness of your innate value, especially after a time of painful rejection or disappointment. Through her blessings and desires of the heart, through her blessings, the desires of the heart can find fulfillment in new ways. She brings divine energy for manifestation of wishes. Her presence is an indication of inner power to restore yourself and attract what you need into your life. Through her blessings, the desires of the heart can be fulfilled in new ways. Yeah. So, if you open yourself up to other possibilities, other options, working from a different perspective, it can actually bring in new opportunities for you. Because if you take a different route to work, let's say, you have to drive to and from work, and one day you decide, you know what, I'm going to go a different way to work this morning. Maybe taking that different route is going to, bring something new into your vision and your perspective and spark a new idea for you. If you keep doing the exact same thing, if you stay in the same routine, then you're going to see the same stuff, and you're not going to have new experiences, and you're not going to be open to new opportunities. And it's, there's a lot of stuff that keeping yourself so focused in one direction, like, can close you off to. It's like, a laser pointer. Yeah, it's very specific and it's very focused, but you can't really see anything when you point it into the darkness except for the dot. But when you shine a flashlight into that same space, you get a much broader image of like what's happening over there. So, right now you want to be looking through the flashlight, not so much through the laser pointer. And be open to new ideas and new perspectives that can come in that way. Okay, so same thing for decks 1 and decks 2. This Oracle deck is meant to be read in the upright or the reverse, and everyone's card came out in the reverse today. So I don't know, everybody kind of needed a little bit of a talking to, and that's okay. So this says cozy up with risk, and it's in the reverse. And that to me is that you're too afraid to take the risk. Like, you are actually afraid of the risk. You're thinking, well, even now when I said you need to stop focusing on your finances, you were probably like, but if I don't focus on my finances, then what's going to happen to my money? How am I going to make my money? It could be like even just working from the perspective of what feeling can I create for my audience? What feeling can I create for my clients? What value can I provide for my audience? Even working from that mindset can feel like a risk for you because you're so used to focusing on, okay, well, I need to make this much money, so I have to do this much work, and then I have to do like this, and I have to, working from that thought process. So now flipping the coin and working from a different area can feel like a risk for you, but it is what you need to be doing right now. You need to change the approach. You need to flip it around and try something different. It might feel a little scary to begin with. That's why I always suggest taking little steps first, little steps and then bigger steps as you go. Once you really get that confidence from this Knight of Swords here, once you really get that confidence in you, once you're ready to run, then you take those bigger steps. Start out small. Start small if you have to. Really like just brainstorm some ideas. Don't even have to put them in motion right away. Just brainstorm some ideas of how you can work from a creative mindset instead of working from a money mindset. And see how that works out for you. All right, you also received 2 additional cards. I really was only going to select one, but both came out and I want to take them both. Okay, first we have visualization. See yourself achieving the highest possible outcome. Experience, feeling, and details. I love that. Oh, I love that so much. I love doing that because when you match yourself to the vibration of what you want to bring in, then it comes in so much easier and so much faster. So if you visualize yourself at your end goal with your highest possible outcome, and it doesn't have to, like, you have the successful relationship, you have the successful business, you have the successful, you successfully cultivated that circle of friends that you've been longing to bring into your life. You have all of the things and you want for absolutely nothing. Visualize that. How does it feel? What are the details? What does it look like? What does your house smell like? What does your, maybe you have an apartment because you don't want to own a home, and that's fine. Maybe you have a tiny house. Maybe you live in an earth ship in the middle of the desert. Whatever it is, like, how does your house smell? What is your morning routine? What do you do every day? How does your business look? How does your job look? How does your career look? How do your relationships look? Do you have a pet? Like, really dig into all of those things. Visualize every minute detail. Feel how it feels to have that. And then it will come to you so much faster. And then your next card is actually the hard part. 1 second. There we go. Relax, enjoy yourself, have faith, allow situations to unfold. Answers come, highest outcome, allowing. So that's the hardest part. After you get done with all of this visualization and seeing how you can create this new life of yours without having to focus on your money every 5 seconds, and you feel that vibration and you feel how beautiful it is and you feel this new life that you've created for yourself and see how amazing it is, thank the universe and then let it go. It's no longer your job. Your job is to keep that vibrational match to the outcome that you want, but it's no longer your job to figure out how it's going to come in. Be open to receiving. Allow it to flow to you. Oh, that's so, I have goosebumps. It feels like I'm so happy for you because I feel like so many beautiful things are going to come in the moment that you're able to open that floodgate. Because right now, sometimes it does feel like having your mind so focused on like the money of it all, that it feels kind of like, you know, a dam wall, like a dam gate, where maybe it's not fully down and the water is not flowing at all, but it's partially down and the water is only trickling through. And like focusing on the future that you want and really allowing that to come to you by universal design and through divine timing lifts that gate wide open so that the universe can just send the water and send all of those blessings just rushing towards you. And it takes some time and it's not super easy, but once you get the hang of it, it's so beautiful. And I'm so excited for you, Pile 3. I'm going to go ahead and leave your reading here. If this resonated with you at all, please leave a comment down below so we can celebrate with you and support you if you need. Give this video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. It does help my channel to grow so that I can help reach other people who may need to hear these messages as well. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I will see you on Sunday for your Sunday weekly energy check-in. So come back and I will see you again soon.